Hi, I'm Jennifer OReilly Mott, Managing Director of Technology here at Do Big Things, and welcome to Do Big Talks, where we'll be discussing timely topics in tech, digital ads, and creative strategy. On today's episode, we'll be discussing digital resiliency and capacity building for organizations. This is especially relevant now given COVID-19 and the need to become digital first in outreach, engagement, and fundraising. We've been working in particular with leading foundations who want to actively support their grantees as they adapt and build capacity to better connect with audiences in powerful ways during this critical time. Sam Marx, our Senior Director of Data and Research, will be providing insights and takeaways from our team's pioneering work in this area. Welcome, Sam. Why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself and your work here at DBT?
Hey everybody, I'm Sam Marx. Absolutely, we've been working with all sorts of organizations, foundations, such as the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, to conduct qualitative and quantitative analyses of where their organizations are online. This is super helpful, and by reviewing their digital platforms and how they're using them, by talking with the folks that are actually doing the work, we're able to see what are their pain points, where are they struggling to move everything from offline to online, and how are they getting the most of those digital platforms that they have at their disposal.
Is there anything that's been bubbling up for organizations that you're kind of seeing again and again as you're doing these audits?
Absolutely. I think that the major thing that we've seen is that folks are just now realizing, oh, I need to focus on digital and make sure all of my organizing is online. And maybe they already have tools that they've paid for, whether that's email, social media, community engagement, and they're just really struggling and finding new ways to optimize those programs, make sure they're reaching people, make sure they're still connecting with those communities that they serve, even if they're not able to meet with them in person, gather them in a physical space, or get people to take direct action. So what we're here to do is look at those platforms, make sure they're utilizing email and social and community engagement tools, SMS, phone, in the new ways that are really going to help them, maintain what they've already been doing and what they've already built just online.
Yeah, and is there, if for an organization that's kind of struggling and starting from this process, do you have any tips on like where they should be starting from? Because you named a lot of different things that we work on, and that can be somewhat overwhelming for some of the folks. So where would you, if you were to say these are the places that you can get the most bang for your buck, where would you start?
Absolutely. I would say start with your website analytics. Google Analytics is a free tool, and hopefully your organization's website has it installed. That's going to tell you a lot of things about how are people coming to your website, what pages are they most interested in visiting, and most importantly, are they clicking through and doing the things that we want them to do? So I would say starting there can be really great. And then of course, taking advantage of existing analytics in Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. Those free analytics at your disposal are going to tell you a lot about your audiences, what they're interested in, and maybe why some of the things that you really need them to do aren't resonating as much.
Yeah, and I would love to also hear, when you're talking about data analytics, are there any sort of things that folks can be kind of looking at to really bring home the actions that they should be taking? Like what on the dashboard should folks be kind of looking at?
Sure. I think that typically like bounce rates are extremely important. Bounce rates are going to tell you, are people clicking through and taking our action or giving us the money that we need them to give us, or taking the action they need to take. But if everybody's dropping off, that says, oh my gosh, I need to change something. I need to change my language, or I need to change how the button looks, or I need to change the ask, or whatever that may be, so that we can optimize it. The other thing I would say is take a look at how many folks are visiting your website or interacting with your email content or your social content on a mobile device. A lot of the folks that we're going to be working with, whether they're low income or maybe just have different access to internet in a number of different ways, they often use mobile as their primary source of internet. And so making sure that your content's optimized for mobile and making sure that it's super easy to do the thing we want them to do on mobile is going to be extremely important, and ensure that we're going to have greater click-through rates and greater open rates and greater action rates and all of that good stuff that you're looking for.
Yeah, I'd love to just talk a few minutes here about the digital resiliency piece and talking about like what that means for us, and how that can support a organization that might be struggling, moving from offline to online.
Totally. I think with regards to digital resilience, it's a lot about making sure you're utilizing the tools that you have at your disposal. When we do an audit of somebody's platforms, whether that's for a small organization, large organization, pretty much all organizations go through this, making sure that they're utilizing the tools that they have. Things like email automation, so that you have a welcome series when somebody signs up, can be really important. Making sure that you're tracking different segments within your list. Who are your action takers, or your people that are entirely not responsive? Maybe we want to go ahead and find new ways to engage those people. So it's all about bringing people to where you are and ensuring that they get a similar experience that they might be used to in person, but now they need to get it online. You need to put yourself out there more. You need to be, dare I say, more aggressive in how you're marketing yourselves and reaching these folks. And segmentation can go a really long way. Testing your types of content through A/B testing can be super helpful. And just again, diving into those analytics and making sure that the content that is critical to your organization's mission is making it to them. They're doing something about it. They're sharing it, and building your movement.
Oh, thanks, Sam. This was super informative and very, very helpful. As we kind of wrap up here, is there anything that you want to make sure that folks know? Is there any last minute information you want to provide?
No, I think that we've covered most of it, but I do have a question. Did you hear the joke about the 3 holes in the ground?
I have not.
Well.
And thank you, Sam. And thank you for joining us for another installment of Do Big Talks. If you have any topics you'd like us to discuss, reach out to us at info@dobigthings, and stay tuned for future episodes. Thanks so much.